Hello and welcome to this episode of Inner Guru Teaching. Hi, my name is Gurudath Kamath. I'm a life transformation coach, an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, running multiple dream streams of business. And today I'm going to talk to you all a very important topic that's about building creativity and imagination. Right? It is said that in life, if you want to change, if you want to improve, you have to have a strong imagination. You need to see things over here first, only then it will happen in real world. But a lot of time we lack creativity. As a kid we were so creative, right, about everything in life. But as we grow up as adults, that creativity comes down because we get too busy with our life and the same normal routine of going to the job, coming back home. We're not doing any creative stuff, and we lose that creative touch. We lose that artistic touch what we had as a kid. And now it's time for you, if you want to be more successful, more happy, more creative. In creativity is a must in every field that you're in, right? And it takes certain effort. You need to do certain things to build up that creative juice in your life. And today I'm going to tell you all some of the important tips and practical ways how you can improve your creativity. So hope you're excited for this episode, and I'll see you inside the training session. So ways to boost your imagination and creativity. Very important. If you want to be successful in your life, you have to be imagination. Right? Imagination is key to everything. Like I always say, things happen twice in your life. Understand this very clearly. Anything in today's world, anything in the world, it has to happen in the real world. It has to happen in the mind first. Right? If you see anything, this coffee mug, the t-shirt I'm wearing, this mobile phone, whatever you see around you, what was it before it became a thing? What was it before it became a coffee mug? What was this before it became a phone? It was an idea. It was a thought. It was just an imagination of some person. Oh, something like a mobile can be created. Something like a laptop can be created. Right? Something like a shirt can be created. Like 200, 300, 400 years back, most of these things were not even there. Right? So, very important to imagine your life. If you want to build something in your life, anything personally, professionally, first you have to see those things in your mind. You have to imagine yourself living that life. If you want to buy a house, first you have to imagine what kind of a house you want to buy. That imagination, that image should be there in your mind. At the same way, if you want to be more successful, that imagination is very important. But a lot of time what happens? We end up thinking about, oh, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? Right? What if I don't get the job? What if I don't get the promotion? We only imagine bad things because it's easy to imagine bad things. To imagine good things, it takes some effort. How many of you will agree? Isn't it easy to think about bad things? Right? You don't even have to put an effort. Why? Because it's so easy to think negative is because one thing is that's the nature of life. That's the nature of life, and we are surrounded by so much negative news. Anytime you're on your TV, anytime you watch news, anytime you open your newspaper, even social media these days is full of negative news. Right? So it's easy to imagine things and it is proven that a negative news, gossip spreads 2 to 3 times faster than a positive news. It is shown by research. Any negative news, either in the news, either in social media, it spreads 2 to 3 times faster. So we have to be really conscious about thinking positively. It takes a lot of effort. It takes day-to-day practices. So what are the different things what we can do? Yes, what we think is what we become. What we think is what we attract. Right? If you think that, oh, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? Then you'll end up getting that because you are attracting that at the end. Understand one thing, life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. Remember this. Life is not happening to you. Write it down. Life is not happening to you. Life is responding to you. Whatever is happening is your own. You have created it because of your own thinking. It is not happening to you. We are creating our life every single moment. So we have to create that positive imagination and creativity. Like as a kid, we were so creative, right? We were so imaginative. Right? We used to think everything as positive, happy. But as things we grew up, we got driven by a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, right? A lot of reconditioning from our parents, which made us less creative. So now we need to start working towards those things. Few very practical ways what you need to start doing. First thing is meet and have conversation with intelligent people. Very, very, very important. Right? Having conversations with intelligent people, especially this community. These weekly sessions when you come, when you go into the breakout rooms, share, learn, have conversation with intelligent people, ask questions. Right? The more you mingle with smarter people than you, the more smarter you become. Right? So that should be your key. Don't end up spending too much time with the same people who are thinking in the same level. Very important to find new friends, make new friends, attend new seminars, workshops, meet with new kind of people. Very important. Second thing is keep a journal with you all the time. Like how many of you observed? So many times we had an idea, then after then later on we thought, okay, let me think about this later. But when we want to think about later, that idea is not there only. How many of you have observed this? Right? Because ideas can come anytime. Ideas can come any single time. It can come when you're driving, it can come when you're in the shower, it can come when you're going in the gym, it can come, when you're going to sleep, suddenly you might get an idea. Even in your dreams, there's so many people, if when you're dreaming, you get so many ideas. There's a habit which a lot of people do is, what they do is, they keep their pen and their book right next to them when they sleep. And because if you see the dreams, you will be able to remember only for split seconds when you wake up. After that, you forget. So the best thing is, I used to practice this before. I used to keep a pen and book right next to me. Whenever I used to wake up, I used to make notes suddenly. I used to write them. Because through dreams also sometimes you get a lot of ideas. So keep a journal with you all the time. What I recommend you all is keep a small book, a pocket diary which comes, right? Which you can keep it in your pocket or your purse or wherever. In your jeans pocket or your pant pocket, in your small wallets, wherever. Have a small diary which you can keep so that you can make notes of things. Yes, you can make notes in your phone also, in your app also. Right, that is also good. That is also very important. You can make notes in your phone also. Right. Next thing is whenever you're reading books, when you're watching movies, because usually, when we watch documentaries, when you're watching movies, we get a lot of ideas. But we just think about those ideas and we let it go. Right? So make the habit of making notes when you're reading a book. Right? Or underline, or have a sketch pen or a light pen through which you can underline the ideas. Make a note of it. Very important to keep. Next thing is learning doodling and let your creative juices flow. Very important to go into some kind of an art. Right? What I do sometimes, I have these books of, if you go to Google, you find these books of mandala drawing. Right? So you get this ready-made mandala drawing books. I recommend you all to get that. In Amazon you get it. You just have, these are coloring books. These are called as coloring books. If you type coloring books, you'll get a lot. So another thing what I'm going to announce is, next week there's a friend of mine who does workshops on doodling. Okay, she's a friend of mine. And she's also a coach. And next week we are having a small workshop on doodling. Alright, so it will be next Saturday during the inner circle meet. So I want every one of you all to get some sketch pens or color pencils and get some drawing book and get a pencil, get a scale. Alright, so tomorrow we're going to, because art is very important. Art having some kind of an hobby into painting or drawing or sketching really opens up your creative juices. So it's very important to learn some kind of an art form. It doesn't matter whether you're good at it or bad at it. You're not doing it for the sake of showing it to people. See, as a kid, we used to do this, so that's the reason why we used to feel more creative. But as adults, we thought these things are not important. It is very, very, very important. I'm not saying do it every single day. But at least once in a week, or have one routine in a Sunday or a Saturday where you sit down for yourself for 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes, take a coloring book and color yourself. It really helps you. Alright, so do that. If you go to Amazon, type coloring books, you'll find a lot of coloring books. I would have showed it to you all. So it looks something like this. I'll show it to you. It looks something like this. Can you see? So you can color yourself. These are mandalas. Buy this book. I recommend it. It's really nice. Anytime if you are stressed, anxious, that really helps you to relax. It's very refreshing. Right? Because understand, when you're coloring, what happens, there'll be some detailed patterns. You'll have some detailed patterns. When you're focusing in that, it needs a lot of attention and detailing. Right? So what happens, like a meditation. It helps you bring your focus back to this present moment. Right? So you get a lot of such books. You can do that. I do that once in a week or so. Whenever I'm feeling that I'm feeling less creative, that's the reason that time I take this book out. I just draw something, or just normal drawing also you can do. Next thing is work in a new challenging environment. Okay, very important. Work in new challenging environment. Sometimes, what will happen if you are stuck in one environment, especially during this time, if you're stuck at home because of work from home, right? We might get bored. So what I do sometimes, I either for one day I book a a shade space. You just pay like $300-400. You can hire a table in a shade co-working space. Go there, meet some people, work in that environment. Suddenly your thinking might change. Or best thing is go to a coffee shop just for 1 or 2 hours. Go to a coffee shop, take your laptop, get your headphones on, go there, work. Because sometimes a change of environment can really help. A lot of time we are stuck in our home, we get bored, same situation, same surroundings, same people, can sometimes hamper your growth. So at least once in a week or once in 2 weeks, whenever you feel like you're bored of your surroundings, or change your environment, work in new challenging environment, right? Stop being inside your comfort zone. It won't help you to be more creative. Next thing is having daily routines and ritual. As you all know, it's very important. So one thing, like I said, creativity, imagination is a practice. So I'm going to ask you all, how many of you are bored? How many of you are bored with the same work schedule or same working from home? Yes, so I recommend you all, tomorrow is a Sunday. Tomorrow just go to a cafe or if there is a co-working space, it's just going to cost you like 200-300 rupees for a small table. Go there and work. See the difference. See how it feels. Observe yourself. One more thing, when you're doing these things, observe yourself. See how is it making you feel. Right? So don't get stuck into that same thing. Try things. Like I said, some things might work for you, some things might not work for you, but you have to experiment on yourself. Very important. Exercise, do yoga and meditation. Very important. One of the best way to improve your creativity is by moving your body, meditating, because that helps you to relax. A lot of good ideas only come when you relax. If you see most of the biggest inventions in life, it came only when you are relaxed, right? Like Einstein, his ideas of his idea of the theories that he discovered came to him when he was relaxing, right? He was trying really hard to solve a lot of equations, but only when he was relaxed, the ideas came to him. So only when you're relaxed, when you're in a state of complete peace or a calmness, that is when a lot of ideas come. All right. Next thing is travel to new places and explore their cultures. Make the habit of traveling. Very important. I recommend you all do solo traveling. That is something which has taught me a lot. Right? Don't be afraid to travel solo. Travel solo, very important. Stay in hostels. That is something which has helped me. Hiking, whatever that is, right? Travel at least once in 3 to 6 months to any nearby cities is also fine. Doesn't mean that you have to go far, right? Save your money and travel. The more you travel, the more creative, the more imaginative you become, right? And recommend you all to travel alone, because when you're traveling alone, you need to be out of your comfort zone, right? And stay in places where it's very, like best thing is nowadays hostels, you'll find very clean, neat hostels. Best thing about hostels is if you're still young, go stay in hostels. I used to do that a lot. Used to meet a lot of different people from different cultures and stuff. Join new hobby classes, very important, right? Like I said, break your patterns, try new things. Best thing is trying maybe a music class or a cooking class or something which is more creative, right? Join new hobbies, listen to music, go dancing once in a while. This is another important thing which I really enjoy. Some of you all might enjoy, some of you all might not, but I recommend you all go dancing. I do that every month. Like, definitely I'm into music, so I go dancing, music. It's very important. Ask a lot of questions. Alright, self-questioning is very, very, very important. Keep asking a lot of questions to yourself. How can I improve myself? How can I be more creative? How can I make these things better? How can I be more imaginative? How can I solve these problems better? Keep asking these kind of questions, because the more you ask these questions, the more you'll find answers. But if you ask questions, oh, I think this is very boring, I don't think so I can do it, I don't think so I can be more creative than this, I don't think so this is helping me out. If you ask these kind of negative questions, then you won't find answers. Like I always say, there are two kinds of questions. One are victim-based questions, one are empowering questions. Make sure you ask more empowering questions. Spend time with kids. Right, very important. We all know that kids are very creative, right? The way they think is something really amazing. The questions they ask is really amazing, right? We were like that as a kid. We used to wonder, we used to ask questions for every silly little things. So spend some more time. If you have a niece or a brother or a sister, or if you're a parent, if you have kids, make sure you spend enough time with them. Right, really, one of the best way to improve your imagination, creativity. Play video games with your kid or your brother, your sister once in a while. Really helps, right? Or do some painting with your kids, drawing with your sister, right? It really helps you improve your creative aspects. And then visualization practice, very important to visualize. Alright, hope you had a really good time going through the training session. If you're really enjoying my trainings, I invite you for this 5-day workshop which I do. It's a 5-day training which I give on how to improve your habits, how to improve your mindset, how to change your negative thinking into positive thinking, how to handle your stress, how to be more productive, how to set right goals. We all cover this in this 5 days. If you're interested, I'm putting the link below in the description. Check it out, all the details. There are more than 5,000 people who have attended this workshop, and I've got a lot of benefit. You can check their reviews, their feedback after attending the workshop. It is really worth your time, money and energy. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you inside the 5-day workshop. Take care and have a good day.